Adding detail to the Randy Cooper 42-inch Star Destroyer kit is an undertaking that can be applied to other models as well, which in return will add a level of realism that will surely make your build a conversation piece and surpass your most demanding expectations. In this video, I will be showing you the tedious process that is involved in order to achieve these intricate results. Without further ado, let's dive right in, and it begins with the first layer by adding these gray greebles along the trenches that came from a Zvezda 1/2700 scale Star Destroyer kit, which I purchased to kit bash. The next phase, or second layer, will consist in adding scratch-built greebles with white styrene from Evergreen products. I published a video on my channel under the title I Reveal My Star Destroyer Secrets. If you haven't watched it, I suggest that you pause this video, follow the link posted in the description, and check it out. Once the extensive scratch building of greebles is completed around the gray greebles, in order to fill in gaps in between and to help blend them with the model, the real fun and challenge begins with the kit bashing, third layer, and brass metal photo etched pieces, fourth layer. With each layer, we get one step closer to a sophisticated looking structure that a massive ship of 1.5 miles long would exhibit. Dedication, very hard work, concentration, creativity, a steady hand, time, and a huge load of patience will be the ingredients required in order to achieve success in this project. This scratch-built greeble, the size of a fingernail, is composed by 26 other pieces, followed by another 28 more on the opposite side when it was finished. It then went to be a part of the communication tower structure, as you see here. Working with a magnifier ensures that if the piece looks straight and well positioned at such high powers, it will then look amazing to the naked eye. At times, it can be challenging when working at such small scales of just a few millimeters in length. Once the third and fourth layer of details is accomplished, greebles and photo etched pieces, I plan to do a final touch with a fifth layer of extra fine details along the trenches. Slowly but surely, the greebles taken from kits, the styrene scratch-built greebles, the photo-etched parts, and some 3D printed components are all coming together to represent the true complexity of what a Star Destroyer should look like. Some of these photo-etched pieces make for such great panels. In case you were curious about the costs involved here, I must warn you, it's not cheap. Last time I ran the numbers, I was standing at just under 8,000 Canadian dollars. The Randy Cooper 42-inch Star Destroyer kit retails for $825 US, plus the cost of shipping, will end up costing you 1,200 Canadian dollars. 3D printed upgrades from shapeways.com were about 800 Canadian dollars. In individual LEDs, 4 power supplies, another electrical hardware, I spent another 500 Canadian dollars. Bottles of Instabond super glue and golden soft gel that I use as a filler and a super glue to secure large pieces add up to 150 Canadian dollars. Then we need to consider the 1,900 Canadian dollars spent on kits for kit bashing. Also, airbrush and compressor to paint the model when done were another 600 Canadian dollars. Evergreen products, which cost on average $7 per package, doesn't sound like much until you have purchased 100 units, and I foresee the use of another 100 for a total of 1,400 Canadian dollars plus 13% HST tax. Photo-etched laser-cut metal brass kits for extra detail came in at 500 Canadian dollars. Magnifier, magnets, internal support rod, paint, blades, and cutting tools, mini drills, sandpaper, and files just kept adding up. But if you ask me, if I had the chance, I would do it all over again with no regrets. It's worth every penny spent. In some areas, to facilitate the process of building this model, I have added 3D printed parts from shapeways.com, such as the Rebel blockade runner and the 2 tractor beam dishes. A large number of very small scratch-built greebles went into the area of the solar ionization reactor dome on the underside of the ship with 2 purposes: to fill in gaps left behind after gluing the dome and to add next-level details. The magnification required to see some of these photo-etched pieces is such that my fingerprints can clearly be seen on the background. My choice for styrene is Evergreen products. They have a huge selection of strips and rods that come in different width and thickness. They are not cheap, since each package generally contains only 10 pieces for about 7 Canadian dollars. I have been asked many times how I achieve such clean bending of pipes when doing 90-degree pipe sections throughout the model. So I decided to share the simple process. I first eyeball and bend by finger, aiming to obtain roughly a 90-degree. I then bend it again, this time to 180 degrees flat. Some have inquired regarding the type of tools that I use for this task. I don't use any kind of tools, since doing so has proven to crack the styrene rod. So gently bending the rod by finger is the safe bet. Once that is achieved, all that is left is cutting down the pipe to the size required. It's not only about finding single greebles, but some pieces are the result of finding 2, 3, or 4 individual pieces, and then combined to form one structure, like in this case seen here. The same is done with metal brass photo-etched parts. This structure seen here is composed by 5 photo-etched pieces and 2 plastic greebles underneath. The photo-etched components come from accessory kits designed to enhance details on battleship models in 1/700 and 1/350 scale. These kit sizes are compatible and in good scale with the Star Destroyer model. They provide for very small and intricate detail at the limit of what the human eye can see without the need for a magnifier. They are very delicate and difficult to work with, requiring a hobby knife with a sharp blade at all times. I will let you judge the results. Often, I am required to trim down excess of brass material in lengths of just 0.5 millimeter. Of course, all the cutting is done under a headband magnifier with interchangeable magnification glasses. These are just some of the kits that I have obtained for kit bashing in 1/700, 1/400, and 1/350 scale. I also purchased Bandai Gundam kits for oval and round-shaped greebles. These are a superb option, and in general, I find them to be very clean, sharp-looking, and of superior quality than the battleship kits. It's not about throwing any piece into the build. It's more like a 3D puzzle, where you must find the right piece that fits correctly and does the job. Here is a clear example of this. I required a small greeble to fit a particular area along the trench, and I found this one to be a good match. Parts have to be in scale with the model and make sense as well. As you see here, some greebles are just too large, so they will either be sanded, filed, cut down, or modified in some way in order to be a good fit. Here is a greeble from a Bandai Gundam kit that will fit perfectly in this area. My fingers will give you an idea of just how small is the scale that I am working with. even lifeboats or ship guns all make excellent details, as you see. While the progress is slow, it is rewarding to visualize the results as I move forward in this project. It's been a long journey since the very start, when I only had panels, bits, and pieces laid out in front of me. This technique for building models is exactly what model makers at ILM did back in the days when Star Wars was filmed. They took the art of kit bashing to a whole new level, unlike anything seen before, creating the ships and vehicles that we all came to admire. It's amazing to see how these photo-etched pieces complement the greebles and come together as a whole to bring this model to life. Some of these photo-etched greebles remind me of watchmaking. I guess if I had to do it all over again, I would earn a living as a watchmaker. I have always admired such artistic and sophisticated timepieces. I would have loved to work for Rolex. Why Rolex? Because aside from the fact that perhaps Rolex is the most profitable Swiss watch company, it's owned by the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, which is a charity and donates about 90% of the profits. This means that after operating expenses and salaries are paid out, all of the profits are then handed over to the charity. I bet many of you didn't know that. I am generally not keen on making my own models, but when it comes to the Imperial Star Destroyer from Star Wars, I was just not able to find a replica out there that would satisfy my demands. Hence, I had no choice but to roll up my sleeves and start this project 4 years ago. Some have asked me if I follow any blueprint, and the answer is no. I just make it up as I go along with 100% imagination and creativity. A small section of the Star Destroyer can be very time-consuming, since I often go through many sprues from different kits in order to come across the right piece for the job. When gluing down structures to the hull of the ship, gaps are inevitable with garage-made resin kits. so filling in with greebles is a good solution to mask the issue. It's going to take me a while to finish this Star Destroyer, since I am involved in so many other hobbies, all of which I will be sharing in this channel, along with my retirement in the Philippines, experience with investing that allowed me to retire early at the age of 49, and so much more. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on future updates on this build or other videos that might interest you. I appreciate your support that will help my channel grow and reach others just like you. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I wish you all the best of luck in your collecting adventures, and stay tuned for my next collectible.